Soy, soy. Hello, affection soldiers. Welcome to another lesson about Xrobau. This time there are majuscules. I just asked for I asked Mid-Journey for dryads around a giant capital letter and then the letter. And they were all pretty easy to get except for I for some reason. There's B. I for some reason it took forever. No, these were all like in the first. This was I asked it for a C and it made an E. But that's fine. That's fine. But it just kept wanting to put stuff on the sides of I. It's an okay F, G, and then there's no H. Xrobau doesn't have an H, except sometimes we say that H is the capital version of the apostrophe. Even this I is kind of funny, but I took it since it wasn't giving me any I's. And this J is funny too. It's kind of funky. It's alright. I accept that J. So, um, as well as showing you the majuscules and trying to teach you the many words that the robots have helped me make. One thing I thought I would try to explain, I like, I like this is funny how it's poking the dread in the head. I thought I would try to explain to you why it is that Xrobau is. Oh, I guess I'm trying. Am I doing this? I'm Holga right now. X1 teaches X2 a language with patience and care, fostering a sense of connection and emotional bond for the act of imparting linguistic knowledge. Well, I'm trying to do that. I hope that I'm able to Moholga. What I wanted to Moholga about was that why is it that Xrobau is not just a new language that's just about affection and doesn't have all the baggage and history that Xrobau does, since O was kind of hard too. So I took this even though it had a funny little thing leading into it. It is a nice one. There's a lot of stories going on in that one. Why is it that Xrobau isn't just its own new language? Well, if you think about it, this is a lot of words anyway to try to teach you, and Xrobau also has just like words for like stuff, like dirt is dertu, and or rocks is roxy, or the is this a dragon? That looks kind of like a dragon. Dragon is dracono. So like um it's already got all the words. Blanu means blue. And you could invent new words for blue and stuff if you were making a Xrobau. And make I mean maybe there will be some newer words for blue here. If there's some Xrobau perspective on blue. This is the newest picture I added. Spaho. It's just it looks like spa, like getting a spa treatment, and like enjoying, but it was just randomly selected by a program that randomly selects. Where's the here? This is the program. Except I had a version that just gives one, but I missed getting to use dice. So this is a version where it gives you 12, and then I rolled a 1, so I got uhujvo. So, but I, as I recall, I rolled up Spaho, fair and square. So it wasn't like I made that as a mnemonic on purpose. But Spaho, X1 tells X2 to close their eyes and relax, and then gently massages their temples, forehead, and scalp. Spaho is totally a thing that happens. but it would have taken me a while to think of making a word for Spaho. There's so many words there could be. So Xrobau is a specialized language where that is about touch and is mostly good at touch. That's what it does, is to be about touch. And so it helps for it to be based upon the base language. Lojban has all the stuff, like basic words, like strino means green and spati means plants. So there's these strino spati green plants on this V. Or there's in Lojban you can call something but. You can like be like, I saw but, and that means like, so you can use but to refer to anything, but usually it means the last thing that started with V. And then you don't even have to assign it if you say va and you were just talking about a V thing. But also Lojban has a way to say the letter V. You say meho va. Meho ch, letter X. This is a pretty letter X. Oh, and they got a little zgigri going on over here. It looks like zgigri means musical group, band. I don't know why I feel like they're a zgigri. They just sort of feel like they're standing like a zgigri to me. But now that I'm looking closer, those are just sticks, aren't they? The magic of the dryads. And Z. There we are. What's this person or creature back there? What's their story? Whoa, this creature's cool. Okay, so now this has big letters. Even for it, there's a big L that I had to ask a few times to get L, and there's a big L here, but there's no L words. No words in Xrobau that start with L yet. I could make one right now. There'll be one soon, I bet. Okay, let's go over some of the words. I think I was up to somewhere in D before, so let's start at D. Dehansi. Dehansi means X1 experiences a gentle, calming, and meditative state when engaging in affectionate touch with X2. Dehansi. It's just like to be chill when touching. It's one of the things that happens. Dehonchi. Dehonchi is X1 steps back, at least for a moment, from how they had been touching X2, perhaps because they're temporarily overwhelmed or need a moment to digest something about the touch. Which is, ChatGPT wasn't trying to invent a word at the time, but it was trying to invent a story, but that was something that happened in the story. And I was like, oh yeah, that's the thing that happens, is you, deonchi, like have to step back. Like, whoa, this is a bit much. I need to deonchi. Jauhe is an interesting thing. X1 instructs X2 to take a deep breath and hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale, while X1 applies gentle pressure to X2's back or chest. Isn't that a thing? Isn't Jauhe a thing? This isn't even me making up stuff. This is just me making words for this stuff that there already is, but without words for it yet. But Jauhe is just something you do when you're trying to help someone relax. Jibo means X1 gently strokes X2 with X3, such as a feather or stuff fabric. ChatGPT invented that, and it made up the Gizmo for it, Jibo, which I thought was fine, so I let it go ahead and make up Jibo. Joyho means X1 presses or squeezes X2's X3 body part of X2 with their X4 body part of X1, that's obviously confusing, which creates a firm and reassuring contact that conveys support. So that's that would be confusing, except it's not, because it's a pattern that makes sense, and Xrobau makes sense, and this is one of the patterns in it. it's all right. It's about X1 is touching X2. So like me do joy how. I press or squeeze you somewhere. And then where do I joy how you? Like me joy how do lo hanche. I joy how you on your hand. Mi joy how do los dedo. I joy how you. I press or squeeze you on your head. And then how did I press or squeeze you on your head? How did I joy how do los dedo beto? Well, I did it with my hand, for instance. Mi do joy how, mi do joy how los dedo bedo lo hanse bemi. I put firm pressure on your head with my hand. Mi joy how do los dedo lo hanse. So I mean, I can imagine various words that's useful. Like if you're wanting more pressure, if you're wanting a firm, reassuring contact that conveys support, you can say joy how. Please joy how me. Or you can specify where and what you want to be joy held with and describe a whole touch. So it makes sense to me in various uses, which is how Lojban words work, and therefore how Xrobau words work. They have many uses. You can just be like, joy hell me getting firm, reassuring pressure, like, e ao joy hell me. I would like to get some firm, reassuring pressure. Or you can say, mi joy hell folochanse. I give firm, reassuring pressure with my hand. And so you don't have to use like all four things at once. And it's kind of a lot, but it allows you to say lots of different things with the word. Draie is a pretty basic one. It means to experience a consent violation. X1 is experienced by X2 as a consent violation because it transgresses their boundary of not wanting to be X3. So X2 doesn't want to be X3. So they experience it as a draie. A thing that happens is a draie, a thing that violates someone's consent. If the said draie didn't want to be tedraie, and they're being tedraie as part of what's happening in the draie, so they're like, no, stop this draie. Hopefully they're able to say to stop the draie. Dreia is a nicer word. Dreia means X1 scratches X2's back with her fingernails in a slow and deliberate manner, creating a pleasurable sensation. Basic word for back scratching, dreia, but there will be many words for back scratching in Xrobau. So this means slow, deliberate back scratching, like scratch, 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 not like scratch, 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 or whatever, different. This is the most usual kind of back scratching. It's what, if you say you want your back scratched, you probably mean you want dreia, creating a pleasurable sensation, as opposed to there might be a word in Xrobau or Globau for scratching hard enough that it hurts. But dreia just means it's slow and deliberate, calming, and soft enough that it's pleasurable. Dreia. Droia means to share a deep and meaningful look with. It's not, droia is sometimes called eye contact in English. So that's a metonymy, as English is wont to do. In English, you say eye contact, but I mean, you don't have to be staring into each other's eyes in order to droia. You can, but droia is about looking back and forth, conveying a deep and meaningful look and a sense of mutual understanding and connection. You're looking at each other, seeing each other, and connecting. Draya. Dohuri is something you do to make sure that you don't have a draya, or that if you do have a draya, it ends as quickly as possible. The Hulri, X1 checks in with X2 throughout a physical interaction to ensure that they are still comfortable and consenting. So if someone's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that, but you wanted the Hulri because it can be hard to say when there's a draya. If you're at Sidraya, if a draya happens and to you, lo draya bito, a consent violation of you happens. So if there's lo draya bito, it might be hard to talk up about it. So you want to be said dohulri, you want someone to dohulri you, to check in with you. Dorshu is another one where ChatGPT made a gizmo shape, and I was like, okay, fine, dorshu. Dorshu means X1 feels a soft and gentle sensation in their stomach when they make eye contact with X2. I mean, again, the eye contact it's not really, it doesn't have to be eye contact. I would say that dorshu is about like the recognition, like you suddenly notice that someone is noticing you and that you're noticing each other. And that's can be vulnerable. To be dorshu is not necessarily pleasurable or unpleasurable, but it's just, a softening that happens in you. Okay, anyway, those are the D words. There's so many words in Xrobau already, and there will be many more. And if if Xrobau doesn't make sense to you, then you might be like, what's going on? What is Lundbe up to? But if you are someone who likes affectionate touch, then you might schmaui. X1 feels completely at ease and comfortable in their surroundings, as if they found a place where they truly belong. So I'm more doing this for the people who are into touch and will schmaui the idea of Xrobau.